how we rewire our brains into living the life that you love. Today's class is presented by me, Amanda Lynn. I'm the founder of the Eye-motional Processes app, and I'm an internationally accredited level 5 kinesiologist. I'll just go through some housekeeping, have a pen and paper ready, or the PDF home place sheet. If you don't have that home place sheet, that's fine. Make those columns on a page. You don't need the app to participate in this class, but it will boost your experiences. So I'm going to give you a quick introduction about brain rewiring. My main focus today is obviously to get to the content of the class rather than focus too deeply on this itself. So the human brain has approximately 100 billion neurons. These neurons make over 100 trillion neural connections in your brain every single waking and sleeping moment. Our thoughts and emotions and how we respond to experiences we are observing are also governed by these neural pathway connections. We can see that the eye makes connections into the brain and the neural connections are examined, what we see and our brain's processing of them. Every day a person has between 50,000 to 70,000 thoughts. Many flow through without playing a looping tape, but some thoughts do trigger difficult emotions. These unhelpful emotions and thoughts become entrenched in the brain's neural pathways. And those emotions and thoughts are reinforced every time we roll our eyes at displeasing events. And those eye rolls become part of our emotional saboteurs. We can all relate to times when we've had experiences that continue to perpetuate and we continue to roll our eyes. That eye rolling is what reinforces our habits and our thinking, and it makes it really tricky to change how we see ourselves and our world. Eye movements and auditory processing have occurred in kinesiology settings since 1982. They help rewire unhelpful core beliefs from our childhood, limiting conscious and unconscious and subconscious thoughts and emotions. They do form part of clinic practice for kinesiologists. If you want to know more, this video on the app explains how. The law of attraction and your brain. Emotional blocks and debris occur when we get stuck on those difficult thoughts and emotions about the past, present and future. But as I've just explained, we've hardwired them into our neural pathways through all this eye rolling. But because the law of attraction relies on a thought equals form premise, this means if we allow those emotional blocks and debris to remain stuck in our neural pathways, we simply cannot access manifestation flow. What will occur is it will be a stop-start or glitchy or just unattainable. So this is one of the reasons the Brain Rewiring app was developed. It is a brain rewiring for manifesting tool. It combines kinesiology brain rewiring methods that we would usually see in a clinic setting, but these become self-guided in the app. Of course, people can do deeper work by doing consults with me. It's based on 8 years of professional research and tested on 100 case studies before it was put onto an app. There's 6 processes on the app, and they combine the kinesiology methods required to gently release these emotional sabotages. Each of them have different eye movements pertaining to the different emotional setups in the neural pathway areas. When listening, processing is achieved by gently rewiring the brain to diffuse those neural pathway glitches that have been established in your mindset over many weeks, months and even years. And the bonus, because we live in that thought equals form world, the 6 processes are a brain rewiring for manifesting game changer. The app is simple to use. Down here at the eye is a chart of emotions. You observe when your emotional energy slips, viewing the chart of emotions on the app, picking your current emotion or mood that you're feeling, and listen to the coloured process which matches those chosen emotions. You'll be gently guided. Some of them are 17 minutes long, some are 22, depending on which colour process. You do the gentle eye movements as you think about the things that have blocked you in your life, or that you're feeling angry about, or unworthy about, or fearful about. You'll hear low vibration or negative emotions as you're listening. You'll think, well, where's the positive? It doesn't come on the app because that's not how we use it in a kinesiology setting. The goal is to rewire the thoughts we've had and how we've set them up in emotional tapes in our mind attached to experiences. So that's why it is presented in that way. At the end of listening, you recheck your emotions and you'll identify there has been an emotional energy shift up the chart. Most of the time you'll head up into the violet, from say the red to the violet, or the blue to the violet. Sometimes you'll go red into the yellow and you'll think, okay, well at least I've shifted up the chart. My vibrational match is just that little bit higher up in frequency. So maybe the next day or the same afternoon you'll do the yellow and come back up. So that's the app. That's brain rewiring. Let's talk about the brain and love. So living a life that you love means being engaged in aspects of your life where you mostly feel freedom, joy, love and empowerment. This doesn't mean you won't be problem free, but it does mean you can have high vibrational experiences featured in most areas of your life. It also means when problems arise, as is the natural occurrence of life, you'll have reliable methods to navigate them in ways that do not stress your brain and your nervous system. So if it's that easy, why are we not all living the life we love? Because changing and evolving is tricky and you've got to want to do it. And living the life you love means evolving every day into the person you want to become, relevant to the life you want to live. The barriers to evolving is the accumulated stress from past experiences which have become stuck or embedded in neural pathways because you have not sloughed them off adequately. And every time you're re-experiencing them, you're just rolling your eyes again at the same event, reinforcing your emotional thoughts and beliefs about that. So that's why you may not shift from feeling unworthy to gain the life you want to live, or fearful into living the life you want to live, or judged if you do live the life you want to live. We've got to shift those glitches to shift into that life, because it's all there for you. You want to do it, but you're stuck here. And being stuck creates neural pathways of emotions and beliefs and thoughts that keep you confused about how to get back to living the life you love. So you know you want to do it, but you get debris that stands in the way, or you get taken off your track or distracted. Living the life you love, therefore, means rewiring unhelpful neural pathways that block your consciousness towards gaining clarity to improve areas of your life. Otherwise, your neural pathways remain stressed and confusion continues. To resolve this, we come back to the brain. When it comes to loving anything, your brain increases activities in the frontal and cortex regions where emotions and reward circuits fire. Equally, when we're not in love with aspects of our lives, or we've been let down by love if you like, the same areas are underactivated, leading to feelings of sadness, grief, burden and even depression. Hence the confusion. In this case, we're dealing with process orange on the chart of emotions on the app. When neural pathways remain blocked, you end up living your life through someone else's dreams or expectations, and this leads to your dreams being unfulfilled. Either way, you feel that you're not fully present in your life and something is missing. No wonder you're not motivated to change these things, because the neural pathways are still blocked. So let's get rewiring, because that's what you're all here for, is how. So you're here because you want to fall back in love with your life. For some of you, that means many aspects of your life aren't kind of working out where you want them to go. And for some of you, maybe there's one or two patches that just need some tweaking. But to do that, we're going to identify what flows through your neural pathways in terms of what's working out for you now and what does not when it comes to how you feel about your life now. So we're going to do this by reviewing how you feel about self-love, how you really feel about yourself. Because without sorting this stuff, you may stay in an unworthy position, yet want to have the goal of being a wonderful healer or a wonderful business owner or somebody that wants to take on a different goal that without having self-worth, you'll just keep getting pushed back. Information that comes out of other people's mouth will block you, will stop you, and you'll believe them because your neural pathways have reinforced that from a history of doing that. Or you might feel angry about the past, things that occurred for you that were difficult, that still haven't been processed out of neural pathways. This also Can be how you really feel about yourself, resentful that you're not getting to these aspects where you want to go. We're also going to review where and how you currently live in the same sort of way. Are you bored about where you live in? Do you want to shift? Are you ready to move into a new space? Is that being delayed by something? Is that something in your pathway block because you've been living in a predicament where you want to get it, you want to shift it, but it's just coming slowly, and there's just another block getting in the way? What about your relationship with others? Do you feel blamed? Do you feel shamed? Do you feel unheard? Is that blocked in your neural pathways? What about your health, well-being and personal development? Do you feel shocked about a health diagnosis that's held you back and stumped you and found you in places where you really aren't getting the right appropriate care that you might need? Or you're still not doing enough self-care to get to where you need to go? You're still giving to everybody else, but really your health is so depleted that you need to kind of shift up into some self-care and not feel so guilty when you do it. What about your job and your business? Again, are you bored? Do you feel judged? Do you hate it? Are you overwhelmed? Some people are overwhelmed, especially in this time of our COVID world. What about our abundance, our finances, our abundance of supply, our abundance of everything around us? How's that working out for you? Is there no choice? Do you feel there's no choice to gain that abundance? Do you feel stuck in an area where you're burdened by bills and difficulties that come along that hold you back from your abundance? Are you resentful that other people have got what you're wanting? Where is your neural pathway wired and fixated, and why is that not shifting? That's what this class is going to help you identify and give you the processing to shift it. So these sabotaging emotions and beliefs that occur that we've just discussed in those areas will block you from living the life you want to create. Once we identify them on paper, you can begin rewiring of your brain into improving areas of your life and getting them to where you want to be. So we're going to review these by looking at 6 main areas of your life and how you feel about them. This is where the home place sheet's going to come in handy, or a piece of paper and your journal. So we're going to do this by checking the list I just went through against the chart of emotions on the app and writing the answers on the home place sheet or in your journal, identifying which colour you feel about each area of your life. Violet and white indicate you're primarily in love with the areas that you're looking at on the chart, and you're satisfied with the direction they're heading. You say, well, I'm not quite there yet, but we're heading in that direction and I'm really happy with where that's shifting to. These other coloured processes below the violet indicate negative or low vibration emotions that you feel about those specific areas of your life. It's a really important opportunity to work out the patterns that are holding you back. So I'm going to give you 2 minutes. I'm going to put some music on just to take some time to fill out the chart in just this way. So just this column here, having the look, self-love. How do I feel? Do I feel yellow? Put the yellow in. What about where I live? Am I in the violet for that? Okay, pop the violet in. What about my relationships, my main core relationships? What am I feeling about that? Do I feel unheard mostly? I'll put it in here. What about my well-being? Do I feel fearful about something to do with my health? Put it in here. What about where I work? Put it in here. And the abundance. You get the idea. I'm going to put the music on now, and I'll see you again in 2 minutes. let's move on. When you just identified what was working in your life, dopamine producing neurons increased in your brain, and it felt expansive in that moment of seeing, oh yeah, that's working out, that's good. Dopamine creates reward-related emotions previously associated with positive aspects of your life. This rise in dopamine increases motivation towards planning your next steps in areas that are already working out in your life. So that's why these areas just keep expanding and expanding and expanding, and we're really good at doing those. And often we might get asked advice on, well, how's that working out for you? Because I can't get that sorted. Because you've kind of got that sorted. You don't have that neural pathway glitch going on that someone else might have. But in reverse, you might have something else glitching that somebody else has kind of got sorted. When you identified what was not working out in your life on that chart, your brain did the reverse. It was most probable you rolled your eyes again when you thought about what areas were not working out in your life. Some of you might have rolled your eyes to kind of think, well, is it working out? But others might have rolled their eyes in ways that were saying, I don't feel happy about this. I feel questioned about this area in my life at my workplace. I feel shamed and blamed about what I want to do and what my goals are. These types of neural pathways, when we roll our eyes, bring up stories tied to those emotions and tied to our past. So we're going to move into activity 2. And we're going to identify in the other column what you believe needs to change, what you want to manifest, what do you think needs to go on for you to love that area of your life, the areas that are not in the white and the violet. So I'm going to give you 4 minutes for this one and play some music. So down here, if you had the indigo, well, what is it that needs to change for you to start to love where you live? What's the goal? Be expansive. Don't limit your dreams. Pop it down. Some of you already know what you want, but put it down anyway. If you want to go higher and expansive, you want this type of love, or you want this in your health, you need this to manifest, this particular specialist to assist you to the next level, or this particular natural therapist or acupuncturist, or how's work going for you? What do you want? Pop it in here. I'm going to give you 4 minutes, and I'll see you back shortly. Alrighty. You should have had enough time to fill that out. If you didn't, you can come back to it. So just moving on. So we're just going to discover the emotional saboteurs that keep you from that life that you want to live, that actually have all those unhelpful neural pathways and thought forms continually perpetuating. So what you're going to do is you're going to count how many processed colours you have on the sheet from activity 1, which colour is more dominant, and write it down. And that answer is your main emotional energy block that creates and is acting as a barrier and sabotage from creating the life you want to love. If you were in the yellow predominantly, then regret, insecurity, guilt, unworthy, shame, blame is part of the passage of your neural pathways that's come from a long period of thinking and feeling that way about your life. That's the main process you want to be working with. Alternately, if you're feeling unheard, discouraged, worried, doubtful, overwhelmed, bored, then process indigo is the area that you want to work with, because that's been there for some time too. Bored, it means, oh, I'm done with this. I really want to shift into the next space. I know what I want, but I've just got this energy block holding me back. Let's clear it. So here's the app-related home play to get that block cleared. After class, begin this home play by listening to your chosen process from activity 3, the one we just did. What's your predominant one? While listening, think about the things that hold you back from achieving the answers you gave on the sheet from activity 2. And recheck the chart of emotions after listening each time to identify an emotional energy shift up the chart. For you guys, complete this protocol 4 times a week for 4 weeks, recheck in. See where you are. And I will tell you, you'll be really up in here and you'll start to gain the clarity and the manifestation vibrations of what's going to assist you to get into this space. It's almost like writing down a life affirmation, rewiring the negative emotions that are holding you back so that that affirmation can come forward into what you want to achieve. So but the biggest key is to think about the things that are holding you back from what you want to achieve in activity 2. So what do you feel is holding you back from those things that would look wonderful and be wonderful in your life that you want to manifest? We've got to think about the reverse of it when we do this protocol. And remember, manifesting is like mountain climbing. It is one step towards higher emotional vibration elevation at a time as things in your life begin to improve and demonstrate and show up. It's not up to you to bring them when it comes to manifesting. The law of attraction will flow change into your life when you improve your vibrational emotional energy frequency. And rewiring an entrenched neural pathway is also like mountain climbing. It is one process at a time as you create emotional elevation up the Eye-motional processes chart of emotions. In this like-attract-like universe, those internal emotions become manifested in your external environment. When you're up in here, about your experiences, even if those experiences have not yet changed, because you've got to get your vibration up first for the law of attraction to resonate. It's like tuning a television into a frequency. Get up there first. Fix the television antennae first so that the antennae, the frequency, can pick up and show non-stagnation, non-static pictures. Thank you so much for showing up today. And I'm going to love and leave you here with our lovely exit song.
Find freedom, experience joy, embrace love, create empowerment.